There are moments in life when it feels like everything is falling apart at the same time. You wake up tired, not just in your body but in your spirit. You try your best, yet nothing seems to move. Doors stay closed, prayers feel unanswered, and the weight you are carrying feels heavier every single day. And in those moments, it's easy to believe that this season has come to break you. But hear this clearly. What feels like it's breaking you is actually building something far greater inside you. Pressure has a purpose. Nothing grows without resistance. Muscles don't get stronger without tension. Diamonds don't form without pressure. And character is never built in comfort. Right now, life is stretching you because you are being prepared for a level you've never stood on before. If you were not capable of handling what's coming, you wouldn't be facing what you're facing now. This season is not evidence of your weakness. It is proof of your potential. You may not see the progress yet, but progress is not always visible in the moment. Sometimes growth happens underground, in silence, where no one applauds you, where no one even notices. And that's the hardest part, showing up every day, when you feel unseen, uncelebrated, and unsure. But those are the days that shape you the most. Those are the days when your faith deepens, your endurance strengthens, and your inner voice becomes louder than the noise around you. There is a version of you being formed right now that could not exist without this struggle. The patience you're learning, the humility you're developing, the strength you're discovering, these are not accidents. They are necessary tools for the victory ahead. If life gave you the success before it built your foundation, it would crush you. So this season is not punishment, it is preparation. And yes, it hurts. Let's not pretend it doesn't. Growth is uncomfortable. Change is painful. Transformation demands something from you. But don't confuse discomfort with failure. Don't interpret struggle as rejection. Sometimes life has to strip you of what you depend on so you can discover what truly sustains you. Sometimes everything shakes so that what remains can stand unshakable. So if you're tired, don't quit. If you're discouraged, don't surrender. If you feel like you're barely holding on, remember this: nothing you are going through is random, and nothing you're enduring is wasted. This season is shaping the strength that your next victory will require. Hold on. Because what feels like it's breaking you today is the very thing that will lift you tomorrow. There are seasons when you do everything you know to do and still nothing seems to work. You pray, you plan, you push forward, yet the results don't come. The doors you expected to open remain closed. The answers you hoped for don't arrive, and the silence feels louder than any noise. In those moments, doubt creeps in, whispering that you've been forgotten or left behind. But just because you don't see movement doesn't mean nothing is happening. Some of the greatest work happens where the eyes can't see it. When the ground looks empty, roots are still growing underneath. What looks like delay is often development. What feels like silence is often strategy. You may not hear anything right now, but something greater is being prepared beyond your sight. The timing is not off, it is intentional. Think about how often we want instant results, instant breakthroughs, instant clarity. But real strength is built in waiting. Real faith is formed when you choose to trust, even when there is no evidence in front of you. When nothing around you makes sense, you are being invited to lean deeper, to rely on something stronger than your circumstances. That is where maturity is born. There are doors you're asking to open that are not meant for you yet. Not because you're unworthy, but because you're still being prepared. If they open too early, they would expose you before you're ready to stand. So the delay is not denial, it's protection, it's guidance, it's alignment. What's coming requires more than excitement. It requires endurance, wisdom, and strength that only time and pressure can produce. And while you wait, something powerful is happening inside you. Your patience is stretching. Your character is deepening. Your focus is shifting from what you want to who you are becoming. You are learning to walk by faith and not by sight. You are learning to trust the process, even when the process is uncomfortable. This season is teaching you to stand firm without constant reassurance. One day, you will look back and realize that what felt like a standstill was actually a setup. Every closed door redirected you. Every unanswered moment refined you. Every silent season strengthened your foundation. What you thought was wasted time was actually essential preparation. So don't rush the moment. Don't give up in the quiet. Don't walk away just because you don't see results yet. Stay faithful in the unseen. Stay consistent in the waiting. And stay committed when it would be easier to quit. Because when the time is right, what's being prepared in secret will be revealed in victory. There is a kind of pain that changes you. Not the kind that comes and goes, but the kind that stays long enough to make you question yourself, your purpose, and even your future. It's the pain of trying and failing, of trusting and being disappointed, of standing strong while everything around you feels unstable. And in those moments, it's easy to believe that the pain is pointless. But hear this, your pain is not wasted, and your struggle is not meaningless. Every challenge you face is shaping something inside you that comfort never could. Pain has a way of revealing what truly matters, of stripping away illusions and forcing you to grow. It teaches you endurance when quitting feels easier. It builds depth when shallow success would leave you empty. The lessons learned through hardship stay with you long after the pain fades. And those lessons become the foundation of your strength. You may not realize it now, but what you're enduring is preparing you for a level of responsibility and impact you couldn't carry before. The weight you feel today is increasing your capacity for tomorrow. If life handed you everything without resistance, you would never develop the resilience needed to protect it. So the struggle is not punishment, it's preparation. There are tears you've cried that no one ever saw. There are battles you fought in silence, nights when sleep would come, moments when you questioned whether you could keep going. Those moments matter. They are shaping your character, refining your faith, and teaching you how to stand even when you feel weak. Strength is not born in applause. It is formed in perseverance. Pain also teaches compassion. When you've been through something real, you see people differently. You listen more closely. You understand more deeply. One day, the very wounds that hurt, you will become the places where healing flows through you to others. What once felt like a burden will become a source of wisdom and influence. And don't misunderstand, this pain is not easy. And it's not something you ask for. But when you refuse to let it define you, when you choose to grow instead of becoming bitter, it transforms into power. Your story gains depth. Your voice gains authority. Your presence carries weight because you've been tested and refined. So don't rush through this season trying to escape the discomfort. Don't numb it. Don't deny it. And don't let it convince you that it's the end. Allow it to do its work. Let it shape you, strengthen you, and prepare you for what's next. Because the struggle you're surviving today is building the strength that will carry you into victory tomorrow. There is a truth about struggle that most people don't see. What you are enduring today is not just for you. It is preparing a story that will inspire others tomorrow. Every moment you feel broken, every tear you shed, every time you question whether you can keep going, is being woven into a narrative that someone else will need to hear. Your journey through pain, through trials, and through seasons of uncertainty is creating a testimony that will carry hope to someone who feels hopeless. It's easy to feel isolated when life is hard. You wake up and wonder if anyone understands the weight you carry. You look around and see people moving forward effortlessly, and you ask yourself why it has to be so difficult for you. But here's the thing, the struggle you face is giving you authority, authenticity, and power to touch lives in a way that ease never could. People are inspired not by perfection, but by perseverance. They are moved not by who never fell, but by who got up after every fall. Think about it. The lessons you are learning, the strength you are gaining, the endurance you are developing, it all has a ripple effect beyond yourself. One day, your story will be someone else's lifeline. The courage it takes to keep moving forward, the faith it takes to trust in a plan you can't see, the resilience it takes to stand when everything seems lost. These are the things that will light the way for others. You may never even meet the people who will benefit from your journey, but that doesn't make the impact any less real. And while you're going through it, it can feel meaningless. You may feel like no one notices, no one cares, or no one understands. But every moment you endure in faith is leaving a mark, building a foundation, and crafting a testimony. Even the pain, even the failures, even the long nights of doubt, they are part of a story that will speak volumes to someone who is listening for hope. Your struggle is proof that victory is possible. Your scars will become symbols of survival. Your setbacks will become lessons, and your perseverance will become inspiration. Every step you take, even when it's hard, is a step that someone else will look at and say, if they could make it through, so can I. That is why your fight is never just about you. You are living an example, whether you realize it or not, and your story has the power to change lives. So, even when the road is rough and the nights feel endless, remember that what you are surviving today is not wasted. Your endurance is creating hope. Your strength is building inspiration. And your story is becoming a light for others. One day, the very thing that almost broke you will be the reason someone else finds the courage to keep going. There is a moment in every journey when quitting seems like the easiest choice. You've given so much. You've pushed so hard, and yet the breakthrough hasn't come. You look around and wonder why others seem to be moving forward while you are stuck. You ask yourself if all this effort is even worth it, if it will ever pay off. That is the moment when most people give up. But here's the truth. The moment you feel like quitting is often the very moment you are closest to victory. Transformation is rarely comfortable. Change doesn't happen in the middle of ease. It happens in the middle of pressure, uncertainty, and struggle. And that is exactly why quitting in the middle is so dangerous. It robs you of the reward that your effort is about to bring. The hardest part is also the most critical. It is the place where character is forged, where faith is tested, and where resilience is strengthened. If you stop now, you will never know how close you were to the breakthrough that was meant for you. Many people give up because the process is invisible. They can't see the work being done inside them, the growth that's happening beneath the surface. But just because you don't feel stronger, wiser, or more prepared doesn't mean you aren't. Every struggle you endure, every challenge you face, every tear and frustration is building the foundation for your next level. You are being equipped, handle something bigger than you've ever handled before. And that requires more than comfort, it requires persistence. Think about it. The most successful people, the ones who inspire us, the ones whose stories change lives, all have moments where they were ready to give up. What separated them was not luck or circumstance, it was the decision to keep going. They chose to push past the fear, the doubt, the fatigue. They chose to stay in the race when quitting seemed reasonable, and that choice made all the difference. You have to understand that difficulty is not a sign that you are on the wrong path. Often, it's a sign that you are on the right path and that growth is happening. The resistance you feel, the challenges that seem impossible, and the exhaustion that weighs you down are all part of the process that prepares you for the greatness ahead. What feels like a wall today is often the doorway to your next victory. So don't quit in the middle of your transformation. Keep showing up. Keep pushing. Keep trusting that what you are enduring is shaping you for a future you cannot yet fully see. This is your moment to prove to yourself that you are stronger than the struggle, braver than the fear, and more persistent than the obstacles. Victory is closer than you think, and your decision to stay the course is what will carry you across the finish line. Sometimes it feels like the season you are in will never end. The days feel long, the nights feel heavy, and the struggle seems relentless. You may be asking yourself, how much longer do I have to endure this? When will it get easier? When will I see the fruit of my efforts? The truth is, your greatest victory is closer than you realize. What feels distant, impossible, or delayed is often nearer than you think. It's just waiting for the right time to arrive. One of the hardest things about struggle is that it makes time feel slower than it really is. You measure your progress in days, but life measures it in seasons, and seasons are not always visible. You may be walking through storms, setbacks, and delays, but underneath, everything is aligning for your breakthrough. Sometimes you cannot see the end because it is not yet fully formed, and that's okay. The unseen work is often the most important work. You have to trust that the challenges you face today are not permanent. They are temporary. And they are designed to prepare you for something bigger. Every trial, every moment of doubt, every obstacle is molding you into the person capable of handling the victory that awaits. The very things that feel like burdens today will become the very reasons you stand stronger tomorrow. What is testing you now is also preparing you to triumph like never before. The difference between those who reach their victory and those who give up too soon is patience and persistence. It is believing that the light is coming even when you cannot see it. It is continuing to walk forward when every step feels uncertain. The closer you get to a breakthrough, the more resistance often appears. Life has a way of testing your determination, ensuring that when you finally achieve success, you can handle it with wisdom, gratitude, and strength. It's important to remember that waiting does not mean nothing is happening. The seeds planted during this season are growing, even if you cannot see them yet. Your faith, your persistence, your courage, they are all being multiplied. Every effort, every prayer, every act of perseverance is compounding into a force that will carry you into your next level. What you have been praying for, working toward, and hoping for is already in motion. It is just waiting for the perfect moment to be revealed. So don't give up. Don't measure your progress by what you can see in the moment. Keep going. Stay faithful. Stay consistent. Keep putting one foot in front of the other. Victory is not a distant dream. It is closer than you think. The same struggle that feels unending today is the very thing that will propel you into your greatest season. Hold on, because your victory is already on its way, and soon the wait will be over.